I was wondering, how are the new technologies changing the world of forensics?
Well, there's all sorts of technologies coming up now in medicine. The dissection of the human being has stayed pretty much the same since the 1500s. Actually, even going back before that, when Julius Caesar had a post-mortem after being stabbed in the Forum, there were 23 stab wounds, and the man who did the post-mortem said it was the second one that killed him, which is all good Quincy stuff as far as I'm concerned. But it stayed pretty much the same because the human body hasn't changed. The heart's still on the left-hand side. You still have 2 lungs, 1 brain, 2 arms, 2 legs. All these things have stayed the same. So the techniques for examining it have stayed pretty much the same. But what we have now in clinical medicine, coming in when I was really beginning my training, are CT scans, MRI scans, other ways of looking inside the body without actually opening it up. This isn't my case. It's a case that belonged to a colleague of mine. And it sort of typifies, in a sense, forensic medicine and where we are. A man is found severely injured by the side of the road. He's got a head injury. It's assumed, because of his lifestyle, which was a bit itinerant, that he's probably been hit by the wing mirror of a lorry that's come past him on the road and just dinged him on the side of the head. No chance of tracing that lorry. There's no paint. There's no other things about that lorry that you could possibly identify. He goes into hospital. He has a CT scan. He has quite significant head and brain surgery where the fractured skull, the bit of the skull that's fractured, is actually cut out, which is what the surgeons do if it's pushing in on the brain, and it's thrown away. A bit later on, someone says, oh, no, actually, we think he may have been hit by a hammer. But by this time, he's dead, and the bit of skull has been disposed of as clinical waste. Using the CT scan of the original injury, they were able to look at the skull as it was, and using 3D printing, they were able to reconstruct the fracture in the skull and match it with a hammer and prove that this man had actually been murdered and not killed by an unfortunate accident, and someone is in prison serving time for that murder. So these techniques, the forensic techniques, building with modern digital image techniques, using them also to examine the body in TV series, but also in real life, just takes us that step further forward.